As a country, we are in a very bad state. And the time has come to remind Kenyans that as we are heading to the 2027 general election, please elect leaders with integrity. Leaders who are ready to serve the people. Leaders who does not represent their own personal interest and the interests of their masters, who may have in one way or the other helped them to rise to positions of leadership. One question that we might ask ourselves, that how can we elect leaders of integrity, is to ask Kenyans, musipende sana pesa ya kampeni, because the crooks have a lot of money than those people with integrity. Because integrity people, those people with integrity, they don't like corruption. And whatever you always get during campaigns, those are proceeds of corruption. Let me just put things into context. I say this because yesterday, presidential aspirant and former Chief Justice David Maraga released a press statement, and he was saying like this, as I quote: "In Nanyuki, Laikipia County, citizens exercising their constitutional right to peacefully assemble have been met with live ammunition. 3 people are now dead. At least 50 have been arrested. A man who had simply closed his shop to avoid the unrest was shot on his way home. He never made it. Journalists covering the demonstration were attacked, and most alarmingly, wounded police officers, unidentifiable and therefore unaccountable, were among those who fired into a crowd of unarmed Kenyans." Such a statement is very, very embarrassing. In a democratic country, whereby the citizens have their own rights enshrined in the Constitution of Kenya 2010. And as we all know, the Constitution of Kenya 2010 Article 37 provides grounds for peaceful assembly, to picket, and to protest. In this scenario, we all know what is happening in Nanyuki, Laikipia County. The construction of an Ebola facility to quarantine the US-based citizens who are exposed to Ebola. And the people, what they are saying is just simply simple, that hey, we do not want this thing here. But the government has insisted. The government is saying that there is no time for public participation. And public participation is also a right of Kenyans to participate for the well-being of their country. It is there in the Constitution. It is a constitutional requirement. Violating or bypassing these laws, these are the actions that are bringing about all this demonstration. If we just sit down and listen to Kenyans, as a government, you will avoid very many things. But there is another issue here coming up. The issue of hooded police. I think that the policemen and women are supposed to be in uniforms so as to be identified by the people, so that they can protect the people. But when we come to a situation whereby peaceful protests are met with live ammunition, this is very dangerous. And those policemen and women who are in hoods, or hooded policemen and women, they clearly know that these are Kenyans, and the only thing they are having is just holding placards and demanding and making, and they are just making simple statements which even a class 2 dropout can understand. We don't want an Ebola facility. You are going ahead to shoot this fella. It is sad. And as Kenyans, we have to condemn this heinous act of the police in the strongest terms possible. The statement continues. At Multimedia University Rongai campus, students who were demonstrating over the suspension of examinations were met not with dialogue but with armed officers. Some in plain clothes who entered the institution, roamed the hostels and fired live rounds at young men and women on their own campus. Four students were shot. Victor Kariuki has a bullet lodged near his spine. His mother is at Kenyatta National Hospital praying that surgeons can remove it without destroying his future. These are students, Kenyan students. Even if they are not Kenyan students, please. These are young men and women. Wazazi wao wamewatuma shule wakaende kusoma. They are only making their demands. Why can't we just have a dialogue? This is the greatest problem that we are having as a country. We fear to have constructive conversations. What we want to do is to rule by the iron fist. It is very dangerous. Please, I want to ask the government, find alternative ways on how you handle these issues. I don't know who advises you people. Because ukiamua kuchukua polisi, unawatuma shule na guns, ile kitu una expect ni nini? Because the moment you pull that trigger, you know that you are about to end someone's life. A mother who was just relaxing in the village, maybe struggling to make ends meet, maybe to have one meal a day, now receives a phone call that your son or your daughter has a bullet locked near his spine. Now the mother is at Kenyatta National Hospital. Ni nani afaa kupepa huu msalaba? The same way we are condemning the young children in schools to burn their schools. But the government is busy sending policemen in the university to shoot the young people. What is the difference? The fire claims life, a bullet is claiming life. It is very dangerous. But mimi silaumu serikali. Nataka kuwalaumu sisi wa Kenya wenyewe. Tunapenda sana milungula. Tunapenda sana pesa. But as much as we love money, I want to remind you as I end this video that we are in a campaign mode for the sake of 2027 general election. If you must have that money, please, kula pesa, angalia yule kiongozi wa maadili yanayofaa. Tusiseme tu kwa saa hii that we want change, and yet we are not ready to embrace that change. As much as we are crying at this moment, let it end with this moment. Let's not extend it beyond 2027. Wakenya wenzangu, tusifuate pesa. Wacha tukafuate maadili mema, uongozi mwema na Kenya yenye amani na utulivu. Asanteni sana.